Hi, this is Joe Navarro, and welcome back to People Watching. Today's episode is part of a series I call Tells from the Past, where I'm going to talk about important body language that took place throughout history that both makes history interesting, but also contributes to the importance of why we study body language and nonverbal communications. Back in the 1980s, the AIDS epidemic was something horrific that many people were living through because people were dying. No one really understood at the time what was causing it, how it was transmitted, and so forth. And anywhere you went in hospitals, everybody was masked up. People, for a regular exam, doctors would wear gloves. It was something to behold. We forget about that now. But in the midst of the epidemic, something happened which, on reflection, had very significant effects. And this has to do with the power of nonverbals to transmit empathy and to transmit both love and caring, but also to transmit something about our humanity. The first incident took place in 1987 in Middlesex, England, where Princess Diana was asked to open the first hospital wing to deal with the AIDS epidemic. And again, this was a time when you didn't touch anything, you didn't touch anyone that was suspected of having AIDS. And she walked into that Middlesex hospital and did something that made the headlines around the world. What was it? She shook hands with an AIDS patient. No gloves, just reached in and shook his hand, understanding that at that point, research was indicating that this wasn't something that was transmitted through casual touch. That behavior alone changed how people perceived AIDS, how people perceived others who had fallen victim to AIDS. And it began to change not just the view from the public sector, but even from physicians. And just a few years later, Princess Diana visited an AIDS center in the heart of Harlem in the United States. And once again, she did a nonverbal act that was heard around the world because that picture made, again, the front pages. And what did she do? She hugged a 7-year-old child who had AIDS. Once again, the power of body language to influence, the power of body language to change perceptions was so powerful that practices around the world began to change, where now it became acceptable to shake hands with, hug, and add to the care of people with AIDS. So here's an example, some tells from the past, of simple body language. One, shaking a hand. Secondly, giving a child a hug, that change perceptions worldwide about the AIDS epidemic. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.